Thank you and welcome to our SJ News. Today we are privileged to have Inspector Caro. Inspector Caro is the CEO of Boots and Braids Initiatives. She will tell us about the initiative and also introduce her team. Caro, welcome.
Thank you so much. So as you've heard, my name is Njuguna. I am the CEO of Boots and Braids Initiative, an initiative that deals with social issues within our society. So we actually have a few projects that we're working with. We have the Street Kids program, we have the Children's Home program, we have the Women Empowering program, and we have the Schools program. So we are actually registered within Ruiru, but we started in Kilifi County, and I am so happy that I have a very strong team here that can introduce themselves because they are the backbone behind Boots and Braids Initiative. So, welcome.
My name is Annette Karanja. I volunteer in Boots and Braids Initiative, currently working with National Health Insurance Fund.
I'm Christopher Nana, a Boots and Braids volunteer and currently a student.
I am Malika Anwar, a teacher by profession. I'm a mentor in Boots and Braids Initiative, which started in Kilifi County, and it's still going on. Although Caro left, I was left behind doing a pads initiative that provides for pads for the students so as to retain them in school so that they don't have to go back home when in their menstrual period. And I also do mentoring where I normally come when the Boots and Braids Initiative is meeting either teenagers, the youth, or students, where I come take part in talking to them, in guiding and counseling, and also in mentoring them subject-wise, which subjects they're supposed to take in school, in accordance to what they want to be in future.
So Sharon, this is just a small team of our big team. We are almost 50. So this is just a few representatives of the people we work with, and they are representing a wide team. As you can see, I have a representative of the student, of a teacher, and someone working with the government.
Oh, that is very good. So when you go back, make sure you say hi to them.
Yes, they are actually watching, I know. On the street, we actually do birthday parties every year. It's like a family. Every month we do a birthday party for maybe October babies, November babies, December babies, so that they are able to come together and know that they are a family and it's easy to deal with their needs.
That is very good. Actually, I think this is a very nice initiative because many people tend to forget about the street kids and they feel like, these people are always there begging, the glue and what, and I think this is very good. This is a very good initiative you've started. About the schools, I understand you also go for schools mentorship programs about sex, drugs, and stuff. So tell us, what exactly happens when you go to the schools for mentorships programs?
Schools are identified. No specific schools are visited. Just randomly are identified, and because these students are exposed to drugs and sexual materials, normally they are talked to, and Inspector Caro normally stresses on the point of how do you get into crime, then what happens if you fall into our hands, that is the hands of the police officers, so that they are enlightened on what happens if they're involved in drugs and substance abuse that will lead to crime. They're also educated about early pregnancies, where they're supposed to seek help from in case somebody is exposed maybe to sexual abuse and all that. So it's like teaching them on how to survive in the society and staying away from crime. And it has worked. We have seen it doing so well, especially with the students where it started at Kilifi County.
So Boots and Braids is all over. It's all over Kenya.
Yes, it started in, she actually started it in Kilifi County, which was her first posting, where I'm a teacher there. So sometimes students will be taken to the police station because they've dropped out of school. So parents cannot cannot keep up with the child behavior, so they feel like the police station would be the best place. So once they got there, she would sit them down, talk to them, and at some point she even went out of her way to provide for basic stuff for them. So by the time she was done with a student, you find that she even made some students stay in school to the end, and she made follow-ups. And there are students that can probably say that if it were not for her talking to me, it was more of a guiding and counseling when they were in her hands. Yeah.
So Carol, I also understand you do counseling for families. You also do family counseling. Do you think that this now the family counseling helps like in getting the children, those who have gone away and they have gone to the streets? Do you think when you talk to the families and talk to the street kids, have you seen any positive change within the program?
Yeah, as a mentor and a counselor, I would say that family is the basic unit, and if we don't deal with the family, then we are not able to deal with an individual, because every person comes from this basic unit, which is a family. So if we are not able to target the families, we'll have high races of street kids out there, because we have issues that happen at home and the kids just run away. Also, some issues like drug abuse by the parents, negligence by the parents affect our children in today's life. And you see, in the century that we are in, if the parents are not able to be together, they are not able to be at peace, we will have it affect our children. So I actually focus on family counseling to ensure that I don't have high numbers in the street, I don't have high numbers in the children's home, because it's a burden for us. You see, when we talk about the basic needs, we struggle to get the basic needs because it is not enough. You understand? Because like the project we're working in cooking every day for the street kids, it was a lot for us, because it's just us within us and well-wishers that were coming in so that we can be able to cook for them. So if we got to a point of taking kids from the street and taking them to a house or a home that is not operational, that is, there's no peace, then we are not working on anything. And also the family counseling and family therapy has helped us to identify the vulnerable families, the people who are on the ground that are needing a lot of help. And that is how we came with now the Women Mentorship Program, where we would deal with the vulnerable groups, and we used to give them food every week. Every week we used to call them in for food so that we find out how they are going. So we have around 63 registered families with us that we are working with, because we cannot be able to work with a very big group. That is what is manageable for us. It is what is operational for us. So we have 63 registered families, and those are the ones that we are working with. We find them from the streets, from issues of gender-based violence, sexual offenses, and other issues that arise within us, and we come together and we brief them. So yes, family counseling and therapy is very important when a child or an individual is involved. Yeah.
So Annette, what advice would you give the parents so that they can help their children not to feel unloved? You know, I saw that when we have problems in the family, that is what causes children to go to the streets, and then also some children commit suicide. So what is your advice to the parents?
Number one, I would like to advise the parents first to be friends with their children, and if there is an issue between them, they should not involve the children, because in later days, those children are going to be affected by what their parents are doing. Number two, they should listen to their children. Whatever they want, they should still guide them on what to do in life, and not getting them through other things. Yeah, that's what I can mainly advise them.
So basically, the family, let's say the parents should show love to their children, so that we don't have a lot of children feeling unloved. You know, going to the streets is a state of feeling you're not needed in the family, you're not loved. Yeah. So basically, this is a call to all the parents. We should show love and also correct our children with love.
And also to add on that, we had a program that we were running, and we went to talk to the kids, and we would give them a chance to talk. and most of the kids there will be blaming the parents for their bad behaviors, for their criminal behaviors, for the use of drug and substance abuse. So as parents, we also have a very big part to play. We went for another program and we were able to find 7 girls underage pregnant. You know, we had to call the parents first because the kids will not be able to go to their parents and say, I am pregnant. So it's up to us as parents to know, what if this happens? In this century, especially in our country, are we ready as a parent that your girl can come and tell you, I have a relationship, or I have this person who is sexual assaulting me? We need to learn also how to deal with them. And the main challenge we have is that we don't have counseling skills and maybe mentoring skills. And even some of our volunteers, I find if we get a chance, everyone would go get a counseling certificate or a mediation certificate so that we are able to deal with these issues. So even the parents, use unique skills. Look for these unique skills to deal with your children, because in this century, there's a lot that is going on. You see, there's a lot that is going on.
If I can add on to what she's saying, sometimes the kids in the society that do not have parents. So if we stress it on the parents more, again, I think as a community we are losing it. Like an African aunt or uncle, it's easy for them to notice a girl that is pregnant than notice a girl that is in depression. So and we normally consider depression as a weakness. So it is the work of the community to look at these children, not only the girls. We're losing our children to the streets because they're looking for people they can relate to. They're looking for people with the same problems. Had we done it as a community, on a community level, we will not be sending our children to the streets. So for me, it's more of a community-based responsibility, because one person cannot do it by themselves.
So, how do you, as individuals, how are you able to balance between your work and the initiative work? Because indeed, it's a burden. Let's say not a burden, but it requires a lot of sacrifice in the initiative. So how do you balance between the initiative and your work?
Number one, I will say, if you love something, definitely you are going to do it with a positive side. I do make, every day I do make my schedule. If there's something that will come in between my schedule, then I should balance it and see if it's going to weigh me out or weigh me down. Okay. Then number two, before the week starts, I always plan my timetable, and if I usually put 4 hours free daytime in case of anything that comes in along, because society needs us, not us needing the society. Yeah.
What I'd like to add is, like, I would like to thank all the volunteers, because what you have asked is very legit. I also wonder, when we have these activities going on, how are they also managing? It's hard for me, I know it's hard for them. But the love they have and the sacrifice they put into the initiative, because they are seeing the results, is too much. And I am happy that I have a strong team. People who will make sure, even if we are cooking for the street kids and there is no stew, like there's no cabbages or there's no sukuma wikis, someone will be saying, I'm coming the sukuma wikis. And I'm sure that person, at that moment, that person doesn't have money, but they will sacrifice their resources, they'll sacrifice their time. And I am so happy because I have a team that is strong and it's feeling for the society. There are people who really feel that if we do this, it's going to bring a lot of results afterwards. So they are really sacrificing their time and their resources, and I thank God for them. Yeah.
Wow, that is very good. We give a thumbs up to all the volunteers in Kids and Brains. May God bless you and enlarge your territory.
Amen.
So this interview comes at a time where Inspector Caro is an awardee of the OSPAs award. How did you feel? Let's start first of all with Inspector Caro, and then we'll go to the members. So how did you feel? Did you expect it? How did it come that you were chosen?
So I was humbled and honored. Being an outstanding security professional, I didn't know how to express it, actually, because it was online. I was waiting. I was the last category to be announced. We had different categories where there was a manager from Safaricom who won. There was another one from Senaka Industry that won. So I was in the last category. And I can tell you, when I was waiting, I closed my eyes and then I had my name. I just logged off. If it was a situation where I was expected to talk, I would not be there. I was just tongue-tied, and I thank God for this. I would say it's a win for Kenya. It's a win for my service, National Police Service. It's a win for Boots and Brain volunteers. And it's a win for all the women in the security sector. I am so proud for this, because when we are doing all this, we were doing it for just our local community. It was not our dream or our intention to get up there. But as you can see, God had better plans. We are so happy.
Yeah. So as volunteers of Boots and Brain, how did you feel? It's a UK award. It's prestigious. How did you feel?
The feeling was priceless. I mean, being recognized internationally for engaging in a noble cause.
Carol has sacrificed so much time in this, and at some point, it came a point whereby she was so tired that the doctors had to ask her to take like some time off, literally. So when I saw that, I thought of the days that this Carol broke down, literally, that she couldn't just go on because she was so tired, and that is what kept ringing on my head. And I was like, for me, she knows I called her and I couldn't talk. I cried it out. I was so happy, and I'm still happy for her. And it is at that point that you see, and I really cried.
She was still crying.
I was still crying.
She's the one who really cried about it. When it came, she was just crying.
Yes, because I saw her starting this. I saw her. I know students that still come to me and ask me, how is she doing? So I'm thinking, when I go back to work and all my students are back, and I tell them how far she has gone, it's big. So, and to know that I played a part on it, it's so big for us. Yeah.
In addition to that, even I can say through prayers, it has lifted us. Yeah, because everything we start with prayer. And the prayers made us strong.
We do pray. We do pray. God knows.
In everything, we should put prayer as our first priority.
Yes.
Because I know you cannot kneel to pray to God now. He ashames you. He's always on point. So it is very good also that you see those people who do this voluntary work. Most of them really trust in God, and I'm really humbled and glad that you are one of them. You are doing a very good job. Carol, we really celebrate you. And as you go to UK, we'll take you to the airport. Sure.
We'll go with her. I will personally go with her to the UK.
So the Canada magazine, you're also featured in the Canada magazine in the front page and also in the back page. So this is very good. Also, we really celebrate you. So what are the challenges? What are the challenges you say that you face when you're doing your work in the Boots and Brain initiative?
One of the biggest challenges are resources. Already we are working this out at a point whereby the economy is not good, and that is leading to a high number of street children, high crime rate and all that. So getting resources in terms of personnel, getting resources in terms of cash and food is a very big strain. And then you'll find that most of the people that are also involved are professionals, and they're scattered like for me, if there's something that if I need to mentor, I come all the way from Kilifi. Getting resources to travel from Kilifi County to Nairobi or where Boots and Brain is working, that requires money. So sometimes you find that I have to go out of my way. She has to go into her pocket to bring things together. So in terms of money, that's the biggest challenge. In terms of volunteers, we are never enough because there's always work to do. There's always more to be done. So as much as the number is growing, we're still not enough. Yeah.
What I really would like to add is that the question reminds me of a situation which touched my heart so much. So in one time when we were doing the cooking for the street kids, and there was this corona epidemic that is happening, and I got a bed rest. As she had said, the doctor recommended I needed a bed rest because I was doing so many hours a day because I needed to work, make sure we cook, and make sure that the curfew hours are being enforced. It was a lot of work for me. So I approached some of the volunteers who are cooking, and I told them, I think we need to stop this. One of the volunteers just pushed me aside and told me, Madam, do you know this is where I eat my supper? Do you know I don't get food the whole day? That is a volunteer talking, because they lost their job, they're not working. They have been working with the initiative, and this food that we cook for the street kids is what they also eat every day. It was so hard for me. And they had issues, some had not even paid rent. And it would really touch my heart that I cannot be able to provide. So, as she's saying, resources is a big, big problem. And for the volunteers, we would all wish that volunteers do not have problems. You see, when you provide food, you should not be having a problem where you are hungry, you know?
Yeah, sure.
So resources is a big problem. And the other problem is where we need more experience, especially for volunteers who are students. If we get a situation where we can get training on either mentorship, counseling, you know, that can go a long way, because we are with them in the field, and we also want to feel that the initiative can go on. You can trust a certain volunteer with handling the kids, with handling clans, even if you're not there. So if we would get a way of like advancing ourselves, it would go a long way. And also God to bless our volunteers with money and cars. Because sometimes we have to walk to where we are going to, hold our sessions. Because we use DJs and MCs, and if we're given sound, the public speaker, we need to use a car. And most of the time it's my car that is being used. So the rest of us, me included, because the car cannot be able to carry me and also the sound. So we find ourselves on the road walking to where we need to do the mentorship. So may the Lord bless each and every volunteer. So that's really we are able to do it.
Any other challenge you can add?
Yeah, adding up to what they said. So another challenge that always comes up is bringing the street kids together during mealtime. So imagine walking up to a street kid and telling the kid, there's a police officer who wants to give you food. Who will even believe that? I mean, imagine a street kid goes out of their ways to make sure that they get a meal that is, sometimes they steal, they have to pickpocket people, and then you tell them a cop wants to give you food. So you find that at times you have to walk up to them and really talk to them, convince them, tell them they are not going to be taken to the police station or something, they are not going to be handcuffed, it's just food, and then you're off.
Again, with you see now, there's a problem. I think it's all over. When somebody is working, people feel like it's her responsibility. But I would encourage other organizations. Like I come from Coast, and it's so hard to get the entire team to come to Coast. I would really love, just like the way I come to Nairobi and help out, I would really love for them to come and help us out, because drug addiction and teenage pregnancies is at a very high rise in my county. But now the organizations who can do that, but they feel like this belongs to these communities, so they cannot come in. I really encourage other organizations to come in, media houses to come in and push this, so that it will not only help the street children in Nairobi. We have street children in Mombasa. We started having street children in Malindi, which is a small town, but now having street. If we could have Inspector Karo coming, joining hands with the police station in Malindi, and reaching out to our community, I'll be the happiest mother, I'll be the happiest teacher. Yes, because down there we don't have much of this. Yes, so I'm kindly asking for organization to work with us, that 5 years to come, it will be national-wide. It will not only be serving, as in, let us look at the bigger picture. If we join hands, we can do so much. It's easier when we are many. Yes.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, I think we need to invite more corporates to help us in this, so that we can do it all over the country. Yeah, we really call onto the public. If you have the ability, or you are capable of helping the organization, the initiative, you are feel welcome to join this organization. Carol's number, will put it at the bottom, and you'll contact her in case you want to help out. So lastly, I'd like to ask, what are the achievements? What are the achievements of Boots and Brains? What are the achievements that you have?
So the achievements we have since we started is, as she said, we started from the coast region in a place called Magarini sub-county, and we have come all the way to rural sub-county, and we have been able to take a big number from the streets. We have been able to integrate with the families and also in the children's home. We have also been able to solve issues, marital issues and family issues in the community, and also to feed the vulnerable families. So we have been also able to visit children's home. Like as we said, we do parties for them every month to celebrate their birthdays, which is something that many people don't remember. And at that time, we are able to talk to the kids and find their individual problems. So we have also grown the number. We started at around 50. We are almost 50 now. You see, 50 volunteers is a big number. So I would say we have grown and we have done a lot of work. We also have been able to reduce the crime rates in our area and pregnancy rates, and also issues of discontent, where we have conflicts coming in, because we are coming in to solve the problems in a nice way, to mediate, and to find that people are living in peace, coexisting together. Yeah.
She has forgotten to mention retaining children in school, because she has retained several girls at school, and one of them just did her KCSE last year. That's a girl. And then she has brought, these volunteers being brought together would have been somewhere also. Like, one of us is a student here. This student would have been out there also getting spoiled in matters, drugs and all that. But now we have people being engaged, and our hands are so full that there's no time to be out there doing things. So for me, that's also an achievement. Yeah.
In addition, some of the children, they talk to us on something they want to do, like opening a business, even if it's just going around selling maybe like fruits. Yeah, we have supported them severally, and you can Inspector Carol do follow up, and she will tell us what they are going on. Yeah.
So thank you very much for finding time to come to our show. We are winding up. So if you have anything you want to say to the public, you feel like this is the time, it is your time, it is your time. If you have anything to say before we end.
For me, I would like to tell people that, first of all, she's a professional in guiding and counseling. And she might not be there all the time, but whenever you leave a message in her inbox and at the name Carol Shish, Dominic, then be sure that she will respond and reach out. And apart from that, I would also want to take this opportunity and introduce myself. I have an initiative too that is based in Magarini, called Magarini Sub-County, whereby I provide sanitary towels to keep students in school. During this corona time, there's not much to produce, especially for the Form 4, so they can't be issued with at least 3 pads that will sustain them through the day at school. On that day, when they go back home, they have nothing to use. So I do that initiative. You want to support me, you can kindly do it through Carol. Thank you.
Anyone else?
It's good to buy 2 kgs of unga to a family that cannot have than to buy a liquor for a fake friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yes.
I love that.
Oh yes.
I really love that. That's
Well
very
said.
good. So thank you very much for finding time. I am really humbled to have you on our show today. I thank you very much, our dear viewers. I am your host, Sharon Kamau, and be sure to subscribe, view and share this video.